Hello Internet, my name is Eduardo Prospero and this is the inaugural edition of Eduardo Speaks. I'm transmitting live from the Museum of Dead Media and this here is a floppy disk. Floppy disk covered in dust. So, the idea we're going to explore today is the possibility of Chance the Rapper being an industry plant. I know you don't want to think about it. I know it's a scary subject and scary idea, but the internet demands it. We have to talk about this. As you can hear, English is my second language, so please bear with me. So the first thing we have to do is to define industry plant, because it's a made-up term, it's a new term, and everybody has their own opinions about what it means. Here's my definition. It doesn't have to be yours, but it's the one I'm going to use for the length of this video. An industry plant is an artist who is pretending to be independent while being signed to a label. Simple. And I have two examples of that. The first one is this kid Logic. He admitted in an interview that he was signed for a year to Def Jam before announcing it to the public. And the second example is that kid 21 Savage, who I understand said the same thing. I haven't seen the interview because I don't follow him, but I hear he said the same thing, and he's an interesting example because he has a mixtape history. He released several mixtapes before being signed, and that's the way I think the game works. I don't think that the labels take a guy from, I don't know, like a talent show and tell him to pretend to be independent and to release independent mixtapes. I think they take an established independent artist and they sign him, and then they tell him to keep pretending to be independent, and they do that for several reasons. One is that everybody loves an underdog. Two is to keep the grassroots movement behind the artist going. Three is because everybody hates labels. There are other reasons. People like to think that they own the artist, that they are the only ones who know about some artists, and if he signs to a label, they think he's going to go mainstream, everybody's going to discover him, so they maybe want to keep that under wraps for a while, let the career build, and then announce it. And Chance is a special case because he has made like almost part of his image that he's independent and he releases all his music for free. That's like the main thing you hear about Chance, which is not the main thing you hear about Logic, 21 Savage, who by the way are not industry plants now. They used to wear industry plants for that period of time when they were pretending to be independent while signed. Now everybody knows they are signed, so they are not industry plant, they're just industry. First of all, I like Chance. Maybe I should start there. I still to this day play Acid Rap a lot. I love that album. I discovered Chance with that album like most people. Then I went back to 10 Days. I like that too, not as much as Acid Rap, but I liked it. I didn't like Surf. I couldn't connect with Surf at all. And the one I love, the other one I love is the Lil B mixtape, the mixtape with Lil B. It's called Free. Then we come to Coloring Book. I liked it. I played a lot the first few days, but it didn't stay with me. It was too gospel-y. It was too melodic. It wasn't for me. But I still think Coloring Book is a great mixtape. I still think the music is great, and I still think Chance is an incredible artist. So talented, incredibly talented. So this video is not coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a true fandom. I'm not gonna lie, it's suspicious how this idea got into the conversation. When that kid Rory was in his XXL cover with a green t-shirt that said industry plant, I understood the term immediately, but I didn't think of chance. Then there was this kid Russ who started talking reckless in his interviews, and that was one of his main points, that there were people who were pretending to be independent and were signed to labels, and he was not. I didn't think of chance either, you know. Then there was something that happened. I don't remember it exactly, but I think it was a YouTube comment, something as simple as that. I saw it, like the name Chance associated with industry plant, and all the engines started running in my head because there was something suspicious there. It was obvious to me that something didn't add up. That with all the great things I can say about acid rap, there's something suspicious there. It has way too many important features. It has those Justice League beats that Russ mentioned in Everyday Struggle, but it also has Action Bronson, it has Absol, it has Donald Glover, it has a lot of big names for a second mixtape. Nobody knew who Chance was at that time. It's kind of suspicious, and all the attention it got, I don't know. It could have happened organically. And to keep it positive, let's start with the reasons that he could be, I don't want to say legitimate artist, but he could be like a real independent artist and not an industry plant. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. This is a media analysis video. I have no proof of anything. The first thing is the Save Money crew, the crew he works with in Chicago. I know, I've read, I don't know because I discovered them post Chance, but I've read that they have been working for a long time in Chicago. I know they had that band Kid These Days, in which Big Mensa was a member, and they worked with that band for a while. Chance didn't come out of nowhere. He had a good structure behind him, let's say like an outer team, because his inner team is another of the factors. He has that Pat the manager guy, and that's like the second positive. And the other thing is his politician dad. He works with Obama. He has money. I heard in that network interview, Chance said that his family had some tobacco fields or something. So they are not starving. They are well-to-do. They are backing him up financially, probably. In the Pat the Manager interview in the Complex YouTube channel, the program is called Blueprint, and the manager, the guy that manages Chance, said that his dad was the one who approached him and who talked to him about the strategies. So the dad is very involved. He doesn't just have that competent personnel around him. He also has economic structure backing him up and pushing him forward. So he's not like a guy trying to pay for his career with a fast food job. He has a structure behind, so maybe he's doing it independently. I don't know. The other thing is that there is precedent. The most well-known case is Master P. Master P did it independently for a lot of years, very successfully. It's legendary what he did, and I know he then signed a deal because it's also legendary that he got like 80%. I got a Master P deal, 80%. So he eventually signed, but he was independent for a long time, doing it on his terms, so it's possible. But let's go to the other column, the things that are suspicious. And the first one is that he rejected TDE in the height of the TDE hype. I remember he was in a Sway interview when Sway asked him directly. He said he had a meeting with TDE, but he didn't proceed, and Sway was like, "What? You rejected TDE?" And Chance, always the diplomatic guy, said, "No, don't say it like that. I don't know." It's really hard to say no to the hottest label in the game. He did it, and I find it suspicious. I know that doesn't prove anything, but I find it suspicious. Let's go straight to the point. Let's not beat around George Bush. The Grammys. I remember an interview Joe Budden did. He was not the interviewer, he was the interviewee, and it wasn't on Everyday Struggle. I don't remember where it was. I saw it on YouTube, but Joe Budden, they were talking about this exact subject, and Joe Budden said that the most important question was who loses if Chance loses. And the implication was that if Chance is not nominated for the Grammy or loses the Grammy, nobody cares if he's an independent artist, he's just a guy who loses. But if he was backed up by a company, if he was backed up by Apple, which was what Joe Budden was implying, then he loses and Apple loses. So that's another situation entirely. And thinking about that, you can see that the Grammys changed the rules just to nominate him. And you know he knew, because he said those lines in Ultralight Beam, the Kanye song. He knew that he was going to be nominated. He was nominated, and he won. And that's what the thing I can't believe. I can't believe they are going to give a Grammy to an independent artist, to a real independent artist. That would never happen. Never in a million years. Never. It would never happen. Never. No way. Never happen. The Grammys, they are not an award for best music. They are an industry award. They are a political award. They are an award for the most faithful soldiers of the industry, for the people that produces the most money for the industry. They are not an award for everybody. Everybody can win a Grammy. Of course, they want you to think you can win a Grammy. They want you to think you can record an album in your bathroom and release it independently and win their award, the highest award. But that's not the case. That's not how the real world works. If Chance was not in their club, they would have never given him a Grammy. Why? That's the main question. Why would they give him a Grammy if he wasn't in the industry already? So that's my case. I have no more proof. I don't have to say anything else. That's my case. The only thing I'm going to close this with is that I think there's an edge to Chance. I think that all the goody good guy, that's just an image. I don't think he is that clean. And I think that when people say that he's too clean and that he's too good, almost as a criticism, they are not saying that being clean and being good is bad. They are saying that they perceive that there's something there, that something's going on, that something doesn't add up, and I perceive it too, and I perceive it also in that Pat the Manager guy, in that interview he did. I believe him, all the things he said about the grind and about all the meetings they took and all the work they have put, because that's what you have to do to be successful in the industry. But I also think that to be successful, you have to have a dark side. You have to press publications. You have to lie to the public. That interview Chance did when he is talking in the Michael Jackson voice and not even looking at the camera, talking about Joe Budden having a job and he has to, like he has a 9 to 5 job and he has to go and he has to be controversial and people can see right through you, Chance. People know that you are a media trained guy, that you have hundreds of hours of experience being in front of the camera, and that you probably had that speech memorized. They know, they can see through it, and they know you're not an independent artist, a totally independent artist. Maybe you were, but not right now. Like Joe Budden said, looking straight to the camera, tell Chance you're not independent. Tell them. Who cares? Nobody cares. You live in the most capitalistic society in the whole world. Nobody cares if you're making money. I mean, even a guy in an unknown country can see through you. This was Eduardo Prospero, transmitting live from the Museum of Dead Media. I hope you have a great day.